another deck to share with you that has been gathering dust, waiting to be opened. This came in a little while ago. It was a Kickstarter from a couple you know that I support. So this is the latest deck from Phil and Jacqui Lovesey, of Matlock the Hare. So I think if you look back, you'll see that I have several of their decks. I'm a very big fan of their decks, and I like supporting them as creators. So earlier in the year, I supported their latest campaign. They do have another campaign running that will be running in February 2025, I believe. However, that is for a new version, well, an updated version of a deck that I actually already have. So I'm not sure whether I'll be going for that. But in the meantime, this was their 2024 release. I just haven't got around to opening it, but I figured today I've got a little bit of time, so I'll have a look. So they sent it with this gorgeous little pin badge with these mushrooms, which is so cute, and it just says most crumlish thanks and a little card sign on the back. I added the pouch. So this deck is called A Hare's Odyssey. I quite like their pouches. They fit the box, and so I quite like getting them. So I decided, I think I've got at least one without, so I decided I'd do this as an add-on. So I added on the pouch. So you've got A Hare's Odyssey, you've got the picture here with the hare and the lantern and a rock, and on the back it's like this gorgeous nighttime scene from the top of a tree. Obviously this is the deck, so this is obviously the main graphic, and then a few other bits. So they quite often send them with these like little mats. So this is really cool, really cute. They're very traditional. So matlockthehare.com. They have an Etsy page and they have a website as well, and they're very proactive on social media. So and Jacqui does some pottery now based on the characters, so some pickle sprites and some stones, some incense holders. She releases it periodically when they've made some. I think they're working on a collection for Yule at the moment, possibly, I could be wrong. We've got this gorgeous, so it's come with, that's their usual sort of welcome to the magical world. So you get all the, if I just hold that there for a minute, you can see all the various magical social media links. Just move that to there. So then it came with these two art prints. So this is gorgeous. Look at this. So you've got Matlock's looking down into this burrow where there's a basket, a little character and a ladder, and there's all these things in the earth hidden away. So that's really cool. And you've got this gorgeous one as well. We'll see what they relate to. One of the stretch goals was this, or add-ons, I can't remember to be honest, is this colouring book. Isn't that clever? Look, the front bit there hasn't, this is a pickle sprite here, by the way. So again, this same picture, and basically you've got some of the pictures, wow, some of the pencil drawings which you can colour, but to be honest, I actually quite like them as a book in black and white. It's really, that's some really nice pictures, to be honest. That's really cool, but that'll be quite nice. There you've got the sticker, not the sticker, the back of the back of the bag. Apologies if I'm not quite with it. I've not been well, and so I'm on some meds that just are not necessarily, my brain's not necessarily in full flow at the moment. Oh, so cool, so cool. Gorgeous pictures. And it's a really nice paper as well. I think they did some testing to make sure the paper would be good enough for a colouring book. So that's really cool. You can, I think it'll take a range of different mediums for colouring. The nice thing about these decks that I always know is they are basically all hand drawn and painted. Now with this deck, Jacqui did the drawings and her daughter actually helped with the colouring digitally, so it's slightly different production than the previous decks, but they are all hand drawn, even if they are digitally coloured. You know, and it is all original artwork, it's all original thought. Phil usually does a lot of the writing. There's that card there, so that picture that I can colour in if I want here. I mean, the only thing I would say is because it's quite pencil heavy, it might be hard to get some of the colours. That's why I'm, you know, but it's fine. it's got so much detail that you may be like colouring on the lines. So yeah, it says taken from original drawings for Hare's Odyssey Oracle deck. And then the Oracle itself, now it's packaged beautifully as always. They always send everything. It was in a cardboard box, nicely packaged with environmentally friendly packaging. I've kept the box one side to reuse for something. It's lovely tissue, but I'm going to have to rip the tissue paper because the stickers are not having any of it. This tissue paper is like world tissue paper. Oh, the box feels nice as always. And there we go. A Hare's Odyssey, a little bit loose. This is gorgeous gold foiling on here. So this again, it's that same picture, but now it's gold foiled. It's got artwork on each of the four sides. So the two sides and the top and bottom are the same. Any journey, Matlock the Hare realised, was in and of itself a most magical journey. Each step a paw print of life's very own spectacular Odyssey, woven into every aspect of our lives. Join Matlock as he takes an unexpected odyssey in search of magical wisdom in faraway lands just a heartbeat from our own. So nice sturdy two-part box. Lid easy to get off because it's loose. And in here we've got another thank you card here. So an additional card of thanks. And then we have, as usual, a fantastically chunky guidebook and the deck. And the deck's not trapped in any kind of paper or plastic. There's no plastic involved. Everything is wrapped to say, so you've had tissue paper in a cardboard box with those kind of environmentally friendly pellet things. There's no kind of strap around it to damage the cards. So it's always beautifully done. Oh, and look at the box. There's all picture all the way around the box as well. Look, so cute, so cute. I wonder. No, so the box inside is white. So that picture is actually, that's on everything, is the back of the cards. So let's just have a quick look. So the guidebook, Phil and Jacqui's guidebooks are always exceptionally, brilliantly chunky. 183 pages. Everything is in order. It's colour pictures. And then it has an index at the start. And they very much, it's about how you, sort of an introduction to Matlock the Hare. And it's done on a story basis, so there's a bit of a story there. There's a bit about using the deck. It talks about aims to connect with magical moments and energies through positive affirmation. So it's like an Odyssey of discovery, this one. So 44 cards in the deck. They have their own Dale speak language in Winchett Dale, so there's a few words there, and then basically goes from there. And they're story making, so each of the cards will have a little bit of story to them, and then at the end it's got like this a sort of affirmation. So ancient pathways, if you're sometimes uncertain where to begin, look for inspiration from the footsteps of others who went before you. So it's really nice. You can do a longer kind of getting into the message, or you can just look at the affirmation, which is really nice, really cool. So the guidebook, very clear, and then the cards themselves. So for them, a standard, then they're sort of an oracle sized deck. If we take the blank Oak, Ash and Thorn card that I have on my desk, so you're looking at a little bit taller and wider, but they are usually, this size is fairly manageable. I mean, I have reasonably big hands, but you know, I can easily get my hand around it. So let's have a look at the cards. So I think I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. So above, so that's the one that's on the back of the bag. You've got this little character here. Ancient pathways. See, oh dear, I'm gonna make a mess of this now, aren't I? Because I'm going to so here you've got the gorgeous little symbolism, this Bickle sprite, I think they're called, and this lantern and this pathway setting off into the distance, and the menhirs on the hill as well, which is really cool. Ask. Look at the owl with his arm out, with his wing out here. The candle. Yeah, he's got a little purple snoozy bedtime hat on. Be proud. Stand proud. And there's a character on here. And you start to see the world underneath as well, and it all ties in. It's like you'll see that here, and then another card that will follow through. Oh, that's so cool. Look, be still. So the character is sort of like a hermit with the lanterns, and then the antlers sticking out here. Let me show you close up. That's really cool. Can you see them? How cool is that? I love the detail in these cards. And I always find that because they're in a world that's nature and fun, it's quite easy to find those little things, but not have to get too bogged down in what does it all mean. Beacon, a beacon of hope, or lighthouse. I wasn't expecting, but remember, we're on a journey, so he's come to the sea. Crashing gates, they're almost like tarot cards as well. You know, you've got the tower, the beauty that's around you, the creatures in the banks of the water, the moon, the trees asleep, the fireflies glowing. Burdens, obviously, a heavy burden to be carried there. Catching seeds, that one's called. So that's one of the art prints. Catching seeds. But yeah, you can see now, of course, dandelion seeds, so it's letting them go and trying to catch them. Ceremony. Choices, decisions to be made. And you've got signpost here, so almost a sense of which way you're going to go, and you can't really see. You've got to make a decision almost based on what you can't see ahead of you, perhaps. But there's also some stepping stones. So are you going to go over this bridge that disappears? Are you going to take the stepping stones? Which way will you go? Community. Who's propping the other one up? Who's taking the weight? Who's getting squashed in the middle? Connect. So it's connecting with those underneath, and we're now in the water here, and the colours transferring. Conviction. That's an interesting one. Since it's raining, they're obviously convinced that that's the thing to do. Might be one I need to find out more about and understand. Courage to take the path through the mountains. It reminds me of The Hobbit, where the Hobbit, where he's in the mountains and the giants. You get that sense of where's the path going, and they're going to get hurt on the way. Cultivate. That's a useful place to cultivate a cactus. Not. He's so happy and proud of his cactus, but it's kind of in the way. Dig deep. So this is the other diagram, other artwork. So you dig deep, dig down, see what's underground, see what's around you. Engage. Expect the unexpected. He's been tickled by the broom. He's like, someone's fallen asleep and then the broom's leaning against me, and I wasn't expecting that. Forage. What I was like as well is that the title is easy to read, it's very clear, but it's also subtle. You know, my eye is straight away, for me, it's always drawn to the artwork rather than the title, and then I look for the title. And it's beautiful, doesn't it look, especially for the autumn. This is a really autumnal deck, actually, because there's lots here, lots of wintry and autumnal vibes going out into the forest, foraging for berries, the leaves on the trees. You've got the frolicking wind. Look at this for like a deck for now. Oh, I'm going to use this because this is really feels kind of this time of year. Having gratitude for the year as it passes to the end. This gorgeous well here, the water. Reminds me of a walk I did the other week. Happy as a pig in mud, one would say. By sure, that's really cute. I always love that what, you know, people come up with. Haven. So now we've got the wintry snow coming, and we found our shelter. We've got our lantern. It's a bit chilly, but we're okay. We're being protected. Helping hand, helping others. And again, that sense of the berries and the trees, perhaps changing season, maybe. Learn. What on earth is going on here? I'm not sure, but he's trying to learn a lesson, I know. Maybe he's trying to uproot him and he doesn't look very happy. And this snail's like, what on earth? Legacy. I think almost like this old and this new tree intertwined. And again, that kind of sense of autumnal leaves. Let go. Look at that. That's really like the release. That rock's obviously floated off. You know, they're normally perhaps on the side. And this one's set free. And he's just got to let go and see where it takes him. And Matlock's watching on, saying, you'll be all right, you know, just let go, be okay, it'll be fine. Follow where that path takes you. Where's the journey heading? Listen. That's an interesting one. This one is called Love. So you've got like a character here and another one here. And you've got the pathway to these two trees at the top of the hill that are obviously, you know, together. That's another one I'll read about just to understand a bit more. Magic. Measure. Oh, true. Get it right. Take a measure out. Put a measure in. Permission. Permission to look, knock on the door. Permission to come in. Permission to enter. Permission to be together or to stay. Prepare. So that's a bit different. That's like, because it's a journey, you're going on a journey. Think about preparing for that journey. Think about having the permission to go on the journey and then making sure you're well prepared for it. Perhaps to rebuild when you get back, you know. That's gorgeous, that, isn't it? How simple. Receive wisdom. Look there, he's handing a key over. Receive advice, receive wisdom. Take it in good heart. He's giving you good advice, maybe. And this character resting under the earth. So as I said before, that same sense of the same things under the earth, but we've zoomed in a little bit here, and Matlock's still there, and this bulb is resting with its shoots ready to germinate in the spring. And you can see that at the end of the path there's a reward to come, so you're following the light to the end of the path, and when you get there there'll be something there for you. What you're taking on the journey. See how far you've come. So as you've made that journey through those mountains, look at that distance. And that really resonates with me, because sometimes I have to do that. I have to look and see what I actually have achieved, or if we go on a walk or something, you know, it's so easy to look and go, oh, there's this far to go, or I'm tired, but how far have you come in that journey? Sharing with others, stopping and having your fire and sharing. Cardstock's lovely on these. They're sturdy, they're slippery, but they're not shiny, they're not glossy. They're not rose petal though, they are really lovely. Shine like the moon, I love that. It's really simple. Timing, that's interesting. Oh, so we look like we're on a beach now. So we've got a beach, and yeah, sort of like you've got to get up there and you need to get out of the way of the tide. Again, another one to maybe look at, the story behind. Transformation. Trusting that this character's taking them the right way. Vigor. Oh, that's really cool. So some really lovely cards, and some lovely, I mean, obviously quite often those keywords might come up in another deck, but in this deck, you know, they're a particular story. So you might, some of their other decks might have similar keywords. For example, let's say trust, but then in this deck it'll have a different ring to it. Let's have a look at one of the cards that I wasn't sure about to see what the book says. Let me just very quickly, you know, where I couldn't, conviction, that was one of the ones I wasn't sure about, wasn't it? So let's have a look at this card in the book. So I won't read all of it because you're going to get 300 pages, but what have we got here? So it talks about so these are bimbles, and it talks about them, and then the affirmation is: believe in yourself, your journey, and your strengths. Close your ears to those who don't have your best interests at heart. So there's a whole story around the rain, the conviction that they'll, you know, it'll be okay, it'll be safe, perhaps. I mean, it's very difficult. I could read the whole, like, 3 pages, but I think the only thing I would say is this is very much a story. So you can use the affirmation, but then there's the story to go along with it. But they are really lovely. I'm glad I've opened it now. It obviously was the right time to open it, because I really feel like it is a deck for now. And I was just trying to decide which deck I wanted. So this is the Hare's Odyssey, A Hare's Odyssey by Phil and Jacqui Lovesey. I would highly recommend their decks if you like this kind of storytelling vibe. If you want something a bit more nature-based, if you want something that's hand-drawn, and especially if you live in the UK as well. I'll put some links in the description box below. But in the meantime, I'm going to have a play with it. See you soon. Bye-bye.